Hey everybody, it's WillBits, and we are here with a limited time event here in Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Unleash your Patronus! An inhuman evil threatens the safety of Hogwarts. Learn the Patronus Charm under Tonks' tutelage to conjure your Patronus and save the school. Looks like it's time for some Dementors! Alright, there's a four-part thing to do. There's also a dueling event going on. Yawn. Oh yeah, and before we get started, I won the thing. So I'm not gonna go into my dueling outfit. Where's my thing that I won? Look at this outfit. I get to dress like a Patronus for the Patronus quest. And maybe longer than that. I don't know if I'm as crazy about the hair, but I'm gonna wear it. We're gonna wear it right now. I'm probably not gonna keep the hair, but let's just go full Patronus because I got it. So we're gonna show it off. All right. First things first, we're gonna meet Ben in the corridor. All right, sup, Ben? Why are you here for this thing? Dementors, I guess. Get the scaredy cat for the thing. Ben, what's wrong? You said it was an emergency. Someone trespassed. Artifact room. Help! What? Calm down and start from the beginning, Ben. Sorry, I'll try. My cauldron accidentally exploded in Professor Snape's face in potions, so I came here to hide from him. That's when I noticed things had been all moved around. Someone must have broken in and searched it. I'm searching in here literally all the time. We all come in here all the time, Ben, and I'm rummaging all over the place. It is messier than I remember. But professors and students are always coming and going from this room. Are you sure one of them didn't just forget to clean up? Sure, I'm sure. Is anything missing? No, but I just know someone who doesn't belong was in here. You don't believe me, do you? Well, I believe you, Ben. If you think something's off, then something must be off. Thank you, Will. Why don't we search the room? If someone really was in here, they might have left some clues behind. Alright. 1 hour surveying the room. I think the options and stuff you take over here are supposed to influence what Patronus you get, but also knowing this game, they'll probably just let us pick it. We're probably just gonna be able to say, oh yeah, give me that one. And then we'll find out. That's enough searching. Ben knows what is or isn't missing. Surprised by my own outfit. Looks like you were right to be suspicious, Ben. I found a black quill while we were searching. Is it another transfigured message from R? There's only one way to find out. Reparifarge. Ooh. Ooh. What is it, music? Just a cursive note. I knew I was right to be paranoid. Usually when people are rummaging through things, they take things away, not plant stuff. You read it, Will. I don't have the nerve. It's time to unleash it on Hogwarts. Ensure Dumbledore does not get in your way. Huh? Consider this a test. R. Is R planning an attack on Hogwarts? It certainly sounds that way. Or maybe they're unleashing a party and they're gonna unleash the crisp flavor of Hawaiian punch. But who is R instructing? What's being tested? And more importantly, what is it? I have no idea. But I do know that I don't want to be there when you finally answer to those questions. Ben, when was the last time you were in the artifact room? A few days ago, I suppose. Then there might still be time to stop whatever R has planned. I'm gonna go warn Dumbledore about the threat to Hogwarts. Right now. You do that. I'm gonna go back to the dormitory and curl up under my covers and never come out ever again. I like Brave Ben in the current story. This is like during year 4 or something. If you would like to meet, I am available in my office now. Don't be alarmed by the fact that I look like a galaxy right now. That's just something that happens sometimes. Hey, all the All the house leaders are here.
Albus, are you certain we shouldn't warn them?
Minerva raises a good point. Patrols can only do so much.
Yes, for now it's best to keep this to ourselves and carry on as usual. Quiet, it seems we have an audience.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Professor Dumbledore, but it's urgent, and you told me I could come in, so I just did.
It's quite alright. Go ahead, Mr. Bits.
I think Hogwarts may be in danger.
That does sound serious. Would you mind filling us in?
Of course, Professor. I'll tell you everything I know. My parents first met long ago. They were out on a school trip together, and their eyes met over a large sandwich.
Not that far back, Mr. Bits. No. A bit more recent and relevant, please.
Oh, sorry. Yes, right. Okay. A black quill. And that's what happened. All of the things.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
You're welcome, but you don't seem very surprised to learn all of this, and you didn't stop me for 3 hours while I kept just telling you things that I think you already knew. Do you know something you're not telling me? Whoever sent that message has something to do with my brother and the Cursed Vaults. And if they're planning an attack on Hogwarts, I want to do everything I can to stop it.
Mr. Bits, I understand you feel strongly about this, but it's our responsibility as Hogwarts staff to protect the school, and yours to devote yourself to your studies. If there is a threat to the school, we will see to it ourselves.
But, Professor,
I have been lenient in the past, but I'm afraid I must put my foot down on this one. Can you promise you will let us handle this and will not get involved?
Can't make any promises. I'll try, Professor, but I can't make any promises because the game is going to force me to break that promise if I make it.
I'm disappointed to hear that. Promise or not, if I find proof you have gone against my order, I will have no choice but to take appropriate action.
Don't worry, Mr. Bits, we will not let any harm come to you or any of the students at Hogwarts.
I know, Professor Sprout. I suppose I'll just head back then.
Alright.
Penny's in the hospital wing. We have to go check on her now.
Alright. And I gotta say, this hair is not doing it for me. It looks okay when it's with the outfit, but when it's with anything else, it's just too much. Here. We'll switch to this that still matches. Start compromise. I know some of you are sick of this, but it's grown on me. As hair is wont to do. Alright.
That sandwich I ate must have been bad. A bad sandwich. A bad witch.
I fell off my broom and onto Professor Snape, just like in my fan fiction.
If only Madame Pomfrey could fix my broken heart as well as my broken arm. Just like in my fan fiction. Don't know what's going on in the hospital today. Came as soon as I could, Tonks. What happened to Penny? Is she alright?
I wish I knew. Madame Pomfrey refuses to let me near her. She insists she needs rest.
Let me try reasoning with Madame Pomfrey. I used to work as a nurse here, kind of, assistant. That plot thread died very quickly.
Found her unconscious on the ground, the poor dear. It's a good thing you came upon her when you did. Any longer, she might not have...
Are you talking about Penny? Is she alright?
Miss Haywood will be fine. Then can we see her? This must be the 15th time you asked me, Miss Tonks, and my answer is still the same, no. 23rd time, actually. I've been keeping count. Number of requests aside, Miss Haywood will be alright, but for now she needs to rest.
Please, Madame Pomfrey. Penny's one of our closest friends. We just want to wish her well.
It could help cheer her up, Poppy. But she's sleeping. We don't mind waiting until she wakes up. Very well, but if you're going to just stand around, you might as well make yourself useful. Checking on the patients while I'm away, fetching Miss Haywood some chocolates from the kitchens. And allow you to briefly talk with her when she wakes up. Now get started before I change my mind.
Alright, okay, alright. Also, could you bring me some chocolate? No? Okay, no, that's fine. I don't need any. We're just gonna stay here and comfort Penny for 3 hours. Great. Good. Fine. Sorry you got laid up, Penny. I don't know what's going on. Also, Jay, you seem to be feeling better. That's great news.
I'm not actually ill. I'm just giving off class.
Classic. Alright, I hope Penny's okay.
Will? Tonks? Penny, you're up. How you feeling? Better now, though. I think I had a nightmare.
McGonagall said she found you unconscious on the ground. What happened?
I'm not entirely sure. The whole thing is mostly a blur. I can only recall bits and pieces.
Yes, my nemesis. Bill Pieces.
Though I do remember seeing something curious, hearing something disturbing, and feeling very odd.
Seeing, hearing, feeling. I'm gonna go for the feelings, because I already know this is about Dementors. What was the last thing you remember feeling?
I remember feeling very cold, then overwhelmingly sad. Like I was never going to be able to smile again.
It's a very specific description.
How could this have happened?
This might be related to a transfigured note Ben and I found in the artifact room. It was signed by R, just like the threatening letters sent to Ben in our second year. It mentioned something being unleashed on Hogwarts. I wonder if that's what attacked Penny.
If Hogwarts is in danger, we have to do something.
Dumbledore wants me to let the professors handle this, but I won't just sit back and do nothing. Penny, can you remember where you were when you fainted?
The training grounds.
And that's where we're headed next. Alright.
The training ground's empty. Now's the time to go search for the evidence of the attack.
Okay. Let's inspect the scene. Oh, and it's nighttime now. Nice and creepy. Penny was around here when she fainted, so let's start by searching this area. With any luck, we can find some clues about who or what attacked Penny and R's connection to it all.
That's a good idea, but this place is huge and we don't even know what we're looking for.
Penny said she felt cold and depressed before she blacked out. Not sure what that could be. Some sort of curse, perhaps? Let's keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary, just to be safe.
Got it, let's start searching. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Alright. 3 hours of searching for clues out in the dark. Okie doke.
We searched all over, but nothing seems to be out of the ordinary.
Could whatever attacked Penny be something that doesn't leave a trace? Like a very careful thief?
Perhaps Penny misremembered where exactly she was attacked.
You might be right. Let's split up, a bad idea, and search the rest of the training grounds. Gonna sit here by myself. Definitely nothing bad will happen while I'm by myself. Nothing here either. I better tell Tonks. I bet nothing happened to her while she was by herself. While she's by herself? Oh no, it's happened to me. It's happening to me. Okay. Who's there? A Dementor? On Hogwarts grounds? Why do I know what that is? This must be what the professors were talking about in Dumbledore's office. I better do something quick or I'll end up like Penny. Flipindo! This isn't gonna work. Probably. I don't care about Flipindo. It didn't work! I don't have a corporeal form! What do I do? Guess I'll die! I hear a woman sobbing uncontrollably. No, that's me! Wait, I remember this. It's Mom. The day she learned my brother was missing. I didn't mind, but my mom was really sad. No. Will! Expecto Patronum! I'm glad you know that. Have a bunny! Ah! Will, are you alright? No. That was terrifying. I felt like all the warmth was being sucked out of me. I was just about to lose all hope when you rescued me. Thank you, Tonks. You're my hope now. All of my hope. Don't leave me, Tonks. Tonks, come here. Give me a hug.
Oh, I'm just glad you're safe, Will.
But how did you drive the Dementor away? My spell didn't work at all.
The Patronus Charm, remember, it's the only spell that's effective against Dementors.
You can conjure a Patronus, but that's really high-level magic, and you're bad at magic, and kind of dumb, no offense. Not many witches or wizards can do it, let alone someone our age. How do you do it?
I promise I'll explain everything, but first let's get you to the Great Hall and warm you up.
Okay. I want to learn about the Patronus. Part 2! Unleash your Patronus. Tonks might be willing to teach you the Patronus Charm, but she wants to make sure you're ready first. Time for some busy work, you say? Very well.
Meet me in the Great Hall. We need to talk about the Dementor now.
Okay.
Pumphrey saw through my act and made me alphabetize her medicine cabinet.
A fitting punishment. More Grandma looks a bit like a Dementor. Especially after she died and became a Dementor. I don't think that's how it works. They're not ghosts. They're something else. I'm just here to grab a few sandwiches, then it's back under the covers I go for the rest of the year, and then maybe next year I'll pretend to be brave. I'm not sure what's more surprising, that a Dementor is on the loose on Hogwarts grounds, or that you can conjure a Patronus. Why didn't you tell me?
You never asked.
Thank you again, Tonks. If you hadn't been there to cast the Patronus Charm, I probably would have ended up like Penny, or worse.
But it's my fault you were attacked by the Dementor in the first place. I should have pieced the clues together sooner. It was only after we split up that I realized the cold and despair Penny felt could be the work of a Dementor.
Everything turned out fine, Tonks. Don't worry about it. I do blame you, but don't worry about it.
Alright, but why is the Dementor here in the first place? It couldn't have just wandered its way onto castle grounds on its own.
It has to be R. The Dementor must be the it, the transfigured note mentioned unleashing on Hogwarts.
It's not unheard of for Dementors to work for wizards. They are guards at Azkaban, after all. But why would I have a Dementor brought to Hogwarts?
I think it's a distraction. Because the Dementors... I mean, I guess a Dementor can kill someone, but it seems more of a torture implement and kind of a big distraction. Or maybe using the Dementor to distract the professors while they search for the cursed vaults. If the professors focus on finding the Dementor, it would be easier to slip past their defenses.
Dementors are capable of consuming a person's soul and leaving nothing but an empty shell behind.
Okay, so it doesn't kill you, but maybe a fate worse than death sort of deal.
It's said to be a fate worse than death, and there's no chance of recovery. You have to be truly evil to be willing to do that just to get something you want.
Well. That's exactly why we need to be ready for anything, including facing the Dementor again if it comes back. But in order to get ready, you need to teach me the Patronus Charm.
I'm not sure, Will. It might just be easier to handle this on my own.
No. Because I'm the protagonist. And also teach me.
The Patronus Charm's an extremely difficult spell to learn, and I'm not exactly the professorial type. Plus, even if you do manage to learn it in time, fending off a Dementor isn't easy for a beginner. I'd rather take care of the Dementor myself, so neither you nor anyone else gets hurt.
Maybe we should have taken care of it and not just blasted it to a random place in the school. Then, when we had the chance. Tonks! Please teach me, Tonks. If the Dementor attacks again, I'll be defenseless if I don't know the Patronus Charm. Let's talk about it. Perhaps I can change your mind. Ha. Mind changing. Oh, and this is going to be easy. Stats are so high. Hers are so low.
It's quicker and safer if I handle the Dementor alone, Will.
I'm going to choose a wrong answer on purpose. But I want to prove myself. Gah!
You wear me down well, but I think it's still better to handle Dementor by myself. What if I'm a rotten teacher?
Can't be worse than Ben's. That's the middle one. This is pretty easy. Just be positive, and she'll agree. I'm gonna win anyway.
You've almost convinced me.
It's a very difficult spell. I'm just gonna do the good one because we're gonna win no matter what on this question. If you can cast it, I'll be able to, because you're terrible and stupid and dumb and your hair's pink. No, Tonks has a lot of potential, and we know she's great later. I'm glad you decided you'll teach me the Patronus Charm, Tonks. You know what they say, 2 Patronuses are better than 1. No one says that. That's not a particular idiom.
I'll try my best, but like I said, learning the Patronus Charm isn't easy. Most adult witches and wizards aren't able to produce a Patronus, let alone someone our age. I was only able to produce one through a lot of willpower and training.
I promise I'll give it my best and do whatever you say.
Whatever I say, eh?
Pranks it is! I might live to regret this, but yes.
Alright then, let's go to Zonko's. There's something you need to do before I can teach you the Patronus Charm, and that is
Pranking Filch, probably. We're gonna go buy some fizzing whizbees, and then we're gonna stick him up his butt.
I'm at Zonko's. If you want to learn the Patronus Charm fast, don't keep me waiting.
I mean butt in like the whoopee cushion sense. Don't get weird. Comment section.
I can't stop eating sugar quills.
Consult your physician.
I'm not here to buy anything. I just like to watch people.
We're having a special promotion. Buy 1 joke product, get a dad joke for free. I'm gonna do those anyway.
Also, Marula's just conspicuously just standing here. Tonks, the Dementor could come back at any time. I need to learn the Patronus Charm as soon as possible. Should we really be wasting time at Zonko's?
Who says we're wasting time? It's much more difficult to cast the Patronus Charm if you're not in the right state of mind, and my right state of mind is pranks. Fear and other negative emotions can make you lose focus, and focus is crucial to casting a Patronus. And I don't think I need to tell you that making you feel hopeless and afraid is a Dementor's specialty. So before we begin, you need to prove you can stay positive even in dark times. That's why we're going to play a trick.
You sure this is just an excuse to joke around? Kind of pad out the chapter a little bit.
Give me some credit, Will. Even I know better than to mess about in a situation like this. Being able to have fun, even while you're worried about the Dementor and its connection to R, will be a good indicator that you can push negative feelings aside when the situation calls for it.
It's like being able to joke and cast ridiculous at a Boggart. You gotta be able to maintain a positive emotion to get past a negative emotion-based magic.
That being said, I don't see why it can't be both.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for the trauma that everyone faces to some degree in their life. Alright, Tonk, let's do it. What did you have in mind?
What sort of trick would you enjoy most?
Something discreet. That's my thing. Something discreet, something we can laugh at, but won't get us in trouble.
You have a point. We can't stop the Dementor if we're in detention. Let's keep that in mind as we shop around for inspiration.
I bet that was a question that led towards what Patronus we get. But also, I feel like the game is not really keep making us be that strict. I think it would be cool if it was more like the placement tests where it's like, answer the questions and then we'll tell you what house you're in. But this game was just like, do you want to be a Hufflepuff? Okay, you're a Hufflepuff. Because they're not going to stick you with something you don't like. And also, I bet the options are limited because they only made so many 3D models. Alright. Pranks.
That's it. The perfect tricks to get you in the right state of mind to cast the Patronus Charm is belch powder.
Belch powder? Excuse me?
Think about it. We can put it in the customer's butterbeer. It's hilarious and best of all, it's discreet enough that no one will be able to trace it back to us.
Sounds like a plan. Let's grab the belch powder, go to the 3 broomsticks, and get started. Alright.
All got attention now, but let's go to the 3 broomsticks after to pull our trick.
Okay. 4-hour wait. See you then. Alright, time's up. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
An odd shadow chased after me.
I barely got away. It wasn't the Dementor. He was just literally scared of his shadow. Are you in a Braxton?
Leave me alone. I'm drowning my sorrows in butterbeer. You have a disconcerting look in your eye, Miss Tonks.
Tonks, are you sure pulling a trick on the patrons of the 3 broomsticks will help me cast the Patronus Charm?
Can we ever really be sure of anything? Can anyone know anything?
Yes? Tonks, stop joking around. For all we know, the Dementor could be out there attacking someone right now. Someone could be losing their soul to a Dementor.
See, you do need to lighten up.
Alright, Tonks, I see your point. So what's the plan?
While you distract Madame Rosmeta, I'll put the belch powder into the main barrel of the butterbeer behind the bar.
We're gonna prank everybody. It's gonna ruin the whole batch.
Then we'll just sit back and wait for Madame Rosmeta to pour the butterbeer and for the belching to begin.
This is probably a lot funnier if you're still at an age where you think burps are really funny. Like, really funny. Haha, you burped! A lot. Uncontrollably. Are you sick? Alright. Let's prank everybody in the bar. And that'll get us in good spirits and let us move on with our lives.
Thanks to you, distracted Madame Rosmeta, I was able to pour the belch powder into the butterbeer kegs.
Thanks for the refresher on what's going on, Tonks. It was easy once I got her started on stingy customers.
If you're laughing now, imagine how much of a good mood you'll be in when the belch powder takes effect.
Hopefully that means I'll be manifesting a Patronus in no time. When you get happy enough, it just pours right out of you.
Actually, about that, you mentioned wanting to protect Hogwarts, but I have a feeling that's not the whole reason you want to fight this Dementor. Why do you really want to learn the Patronus Charm?
This is one of those questions that's going to matter later. I want to uncover... I do want to protect my friends. That's the Hufflepuffy answer. We've got a Gryffindor, we've got a Ravenclaw, and we've got a Hufflepuff answer. Let's protect our friends. The reason's the same as yours, really. I want to have the power to protect my friends. It's not that I don't think Dumbledore and the professors can take care of it, but I don't just want to helplessly stand by while they're in danger.
Well, I feel the same way. Why is that so hard for the professors to understand?
Ooh. Wait a second. That looks an awful lot like Beatrice, who's supposed to be in a painting right now, and is not a 3rd year. Whatever. What's going on? I can't burp. Stop belching. I like belching.
Well, look, the belch powder is starting to work. The whole end's in a panic. Isn't it brilliant?
Yes, brilliant. We sure pranked everyone. Now they don't get to enjoy their butterbeer, and that batch is ruined. It sure does make me feel happy.
What's the matter, Will? You don't look like you're having fun at all.
I was, until I noticed a note on the table over there that looks just like the one R transfigured and left.
You don't think it's another note from R, do you?
There's only one way to find out.
What does it say, Will?
As requested, I've brought the Dementor to Hogwarts. It has already made contact. Despite an encounter with Hogwarts staff, I ensured it eluded capture. I will continue to keep an eye on the situation so far. The sentence just trails off after that, like it wasn't finished. Whoever wrote it must have been affected by the belch powder and accidentally left it behind.
What does this mean, Will?
That I need to start my Patronus training immediately. That accidentally wandered into plot!
You got a lot to learn about the Patronus Charm and not a lot of time. Come to the courtyard now.
Okay. I'm guessing this will be like, we learn it, but we're not very good at it, and it'll take the rest of the event to kind of actually get good enough to use it. That note in the 3 broomsticks proves it. The it in the message from R is the rogue Dementor. Based on the tone of the note, it doesn't sound like whoever wrote it has done anything but release the Dementor yet.
Which means if we move quickly, we might be able to follow their plans before they begin.
Exactly, but in order to do that, I need to learn the Patronus Charm fast.
And it's not going to be easy. The Patronus Charm is one of the most complicated, difficult spells after all. But if we start by thoroughly going over the basics and work our way up, we might just be able to make it happen.
Okay. Let's get this started. Do I get any kind of bonus if I'm dressed like a Patronus? Does that help? No. That was really helpful, but... Can you show me your Patronus again, Tonks? Seeing a demonstration might help me learn it faster.
Since when have you known me to pass up an opportunity to show off?
Expecto Patronum! He's a cute little bunny rabbit. And then it attacks me. It's nice to see Patronus up close without the imminent threat of a Dementor attack.
So you are learning the Patronus Charm. I knew it. And what's this about a Dementor? Just what are you up to, Bits?
Mind your own business, Marula. Marula has a very interesting reason for maybe potentially wanting to learn how to defeat Dementors. What happens if someone is in Azkaban and they know how to do Expecto Patronum? I mean, probably they don't have their wand, so it wouldn't matter, but What are you doing here anyway?
Keeping an eye on you. I have been ever since I overheard the two of you talking in the Great Hall.
She has been kind of looming around in the background.
You mean ever since you were spying on us in the Great Hall? If you didn't want to be heard, you should have gone somewhere private.
How much did you hear?
Just bits and pieces, your nemesis, yes. You'd enough to know that Tonks is teaching you the Patronus Charm.
So now you know. What do you want, Marula?
Nothing from you. I want Tonks to teach me the Patronus Charm too. That's never gonna happen.
Wait, Tonks, I think you should teach Marula.
Have you gone mad, Will? Why should I teach someone like Marilla the Patronus Charm?
She has kind of a change of heart next year. You'll see. To prove Marilla's not a threat, she'll blackmail us to get away. It's clearly important to her. Learning the Patronus Charm must be important to Marilla. She wouldn't put aside her pride and ask us for help otherwise. It feels wrong to deny her the opportunity when it clearly means a lot to her.
Only you can make me pity Marilla, Will. Excuse me, I'm right here. Don't pity me. No. All right, Marilla, I'll teach you the Patronus Charm too. But I will warn the both of you that learning to summon a Patronus is usually a long, difficult process. The circumstances being what they are, though, we're going to have to move much more quickly than usual. I'll try to cram as much teaching into as short of an amount of time as I can, but the rest is up to you. Don't worry about me. It's Bits you have to worry about.
We'll both do our best, Tonks. So where do we begin?
The library. You'll need to study the Patronus Charm before we are ready to try to cast it.
Alright, that's the end of part 2. We're halfway there. I don't mind taking those gems with me. Part 3, Unleash your Patronus. You and Marula begin your Patronus training in earnest, but find the spell more difficult than you anticipated. Tonks warned us! She warned us that it was going to be like that.
Man and Pits isn't happy with me, so let's quickly study the Patronuses at the library before she spots me.
Alright.
Madam Pitts gave me an hour-long lecture about not folding corners of library books pages. I went to the kitchen to sneak some chocolate, but Mud and Pumphrey had taken it all.
Shh! Glad I scrolled all the way over there to click on you, Madam Pitts.
Remind me why we're in the library again. Well, professors always have us study the effects and history of new spells in class before we try to cast them, right? Right. So in theory, studying the Patronus Charm should help you familiarize yourself with the spell.
Sounds logical.
I suppose it can't hurt. Great, now let's grab a book and... Miss Tonks, you're right on time. Uh-oh. I was just about to use the scouring charm on the bubble gum you left underneath the study tables earlier. Would you care to join me? Do I have a choice? Not at all. Sorry, looks like you two are going to have to study without me. I'll meet up with you when I'm done.
This is an interesting way to... Oh, you two study together. I see what you're doing, Tonks. Thanks.
Try not to kill each other until I get back. I'd hate to miss out on the spectacle. Don't just sit there staring at me. You heard her. Let's start studying the Patronus Charm.
All right. Marula, 3 hours. 3 hours of studying with Marula. Study, date with Marula. Okay. I think we've said it about all we can on our own. I'm gonna go and see if Tonks is almost done.
Wait, Will. You seem to be in an awful rush to learn the Patronus Charm. What's going on? It has to do with the Dementor you mentioned, doesn't it?
I suppose you're bound to find out eventually. A Dementor has come onto Hogwarts grounds. The whole reason why I'm learning the Patronus Charm is so Tonks and I can face it together.
Well, that's impossible. Dementors are supposed to
be in Azkaban, I know. But one's here, and Penny's already got hurt because of it. We need to stop it quickly before anyone else is attacked.
A Dementor wouldn't just wander into Hogwarts. How could it have got here?
I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her about the truth. Someone brought it here. The truth is someone purposefully had the Dementor brought here. I found a note in the artifact room about unleashing it on Hogwarts as part of some sort of test. We think it was instructions to whoever actually released the Dementor.
Possibly, or it could have been instructions for you.
What?
Think about it. Of all the places in Hogwarts, someone just happened to leave a conspicuous letter in a place you frequently visit.
But there's a really good point, Marula. But why me?
Honestly, Bits, it's your letter. You can't expect me to have all the answers.
You know, Marula, you seem awfully interested in learning the Patronus Charm yourself. Why is that?
If you must know, I've been interested in the Patronus Charm for a while now. So when I finally found someone who could teach me, I wasn't going to let the opportunity get away. Honestly, what's taking Tonks so long? I could have taught myself the Patronus Charm by now.
Then do that, Marula. Let's wait for her in the Great Hall. I'm sure she'll be teaching us the next Patronus lesson in no time. Okay.
If you don't hurry to the Great Hall, you'll miss the most important part of Patronus prep.
That is eating sandwiches. Sandwiches that make you happy, happy, happy indefinitely, probably.
Mom calls my dad's mom a Dementor, because she sucks all the happiness from the room.
Ha ha ha, mother-in-law jokes. Rumor has it that Penny fainted after smelling Esmeralda's unwashed robes. Esmeralda jokes.
Madame Pomfrey wasn't getting to let me out of the hospital wing until she'd stuffed me full of chocolate.
Chocolate. It makes you happy. How is gum cleaning duty, Tonks?
Let's just say I'll think twice before chewing bubblegum in the library again.
I've thought about it twice, now I'm gonna go do it. Be right back. I'll still do it, but I'll definitely think twice about it first.
As riveting as I'm sure your gum cleaning tales are, can we get back to learning the Patronus Charm?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Marula's right. The Dementor could show up again at any moment, and we haven't even started casting a Patronus yet.
Alright, Will, I see what you mean. But there's still one more thing you have to do before you can cast a Patronus. You must come up with a happy memory. After all, the Patronus incantation will only work if you focus on a happy memory while casting.
Any happy memory?
Well, no, it has to be a significant, extremely happy memory. The happiest memory you can think of. When a Dementor feeds on a person's happiness, it leaves nothing but sadness and despair behind. But your Patronus, born from that memory, acts as a shield of positive energy, driving the Dementor away. Needless to say, having a happy enough memory in mind is crucial to casting the Patronus Charm. How will we know if our memory is powerful enough?
Let's brainstorm happy memory ideas with Tonks. She should be able to give us some feedback on that. Alright. Brainstorming ideas. What are some happy moments in our lives? My happiest moment was finishing this quest. Just this. Nothing has been better.
Now you've had a chance to think about your options. What happy memory are you going to think of when you cast the Patronus Charm, Will?
Getting my Hogwarts letter, entering the first cursed vault, my brother teaching me magic. Brother teaching is pretty good. Getting my Hogwarts letter is boring. I'm gonna say entering the first cursed vault though, as that's a personal accomplishment. That like, I achieved this. I didn't just get in because I was magic. It's not something my brother did. A personal achievement. I'm gonna think of the day I broke the curse on the first cursed vault. And how I saved my friends in Hogwarts from the cursed ice.
Oh, I imagine it's a proud moment for you, Will. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Don't you think something involving the cursed vault is a bit predictable, Bits?
If you think my happy memory is so pathetic, Marilla, let's hear yours!
Nice try, Bits, but unlike you, I know how to keep my thoughts private.
Funny you should mention keeping your thoughts private, Marula. This is bad! Use legitimate, although I have legitimacy. We're gonna leave it a secret. If she wanted to tell me, she would tell me. This is not for something important. This is not like a dire moment where we need to know. This would be an invasion of privacy and a betrayal of Marula's trust. We're gonna leave Marula's memory a secret. Because if I really wanted to, I could read every one of your thoughts right now.
Are you threatening to use legitimacy on me?
No, because unlike you, I respect that some things are private and personal.
Whatever, can we get you out to learn the Patronus Charm now?
Not gonna do it! I could do it, but I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, it sounds like a good idea.
Maybe I missed something cool by that. If somebody wants to comment and show what I missed, I'm kind of okay with that. But as far as in character, no, that is bad to do. Respect people's privacy.
Now that you're finally ready to try casting the Patronus Charm, meet me at the training ground. It's time to start training in earnest.
It's a happy memory. It's probably about her parents. She'll talk about it when she's ready.
Hurry to the training grounds. It's finally time to practice casting the Patronus Charm.
Do some practicing.
Well, it's taking lots of studying and sharing, but I think you're finally ready to practice the Patronus Charm.
Thank goodness. I haven't heard of any new Dementor attacks, but I doubt our luck will hold out much longer. It's behind me right now, isn't it?
Hey, there's one last thing to do before we begin. That's what you said last time. As I'm sure you picked up in your studies, there are corporeal and incorporeal Patronuses. Incorporeal Patronuses are easy to produce, but aren't as effective against Dementors and are shapeless. Whereas corporeal Patronuses are more powerful and take the form of an animal that represents your true self. Though I have had a Patronus' changing form after falling in love. But that'll never happen to me. I can't imagine my Patronus being anything but a jackrabbit.
Ha ha. Yeah, okay, alright.
Anyways, I was wondering, if you do manage to produce a corporeal Patronus, what animal do you hope it'll be?
I thought you were able to pick what your Patronus will be. You weren't able to pick.
That's right, it's impossible to know what form it'll take until you conjure it. Oh no, but if you do manage to produce a corporeal Patronus, what animal form would you like it to take?
Aha. So this is the yes, but you actually get to pick. We're going to lead you towards the thing, but you get to pick. So an equine, which is a horse, right? Equestrian, a big cat, or a rabbit. I think I would probably pick a horse there. That sounds, or is a big cat like a tiger? Because that's also pretty cool. I'm going to pick a horse for now. It's most likely to be an equine, like a white stallion, a unicorn, or a winged horse.
A big charging Patronus like that would surely send any Dementor running. Bits does travel in a herd like a horse. What about you, Marilla? What kind of Patronus do you want? I don't care what form it takes. I'll be happy as long as I'm able to produce one at all.
That's practical. Personally, I could picture you with... Not that I'm having fun predicting Patronuses, but shouldn't we start actually practicing?
Sorry, Will, I got distracted, but you're right. We do have a lot to go over, so let's get started.
Alright. Probably will get a chance to change that later. But I was expecting the moment of like, here's the 3 choices. Pick the one that you actually want. Everything else is just kind of set dressing. Okay.
I'll taught you everything I can about the Patronus Charm. It's time to see if any of it has stuck. Marilla, would you like to try casting it first?
Come on, Marilla. Don't tell me you're so afraid of falling that you're not even going to try. Failing.
I'm not afraid of failing. Or falling. I'm not afraid of either thing. Expecto Patronum!
Oh, Marula, you didn't want to talk about happy thoughts, not because you didn't want to talk about it, but because your life has been so sad that you don't have any!
It didn't work. Don't get too discouraged, Marilla. Remember, the Patronus Charm is a ridiculously advanced spell. Any witch or wizard would have trouble learning it this quickly. Your turn, Will. Give it a try.
Alright. Expecto Patronum! Oh. Had a little whiff. That didn't go as well as I had hoped, but I did get something.
Perhaps not, but it's still a great start for your first try.
Thanks, Tonks, but a great start isn't going to fend off the Dementor attacking Hogwarts.
Do you want to try practicing again?
Actually, I was thinking we could ask Professor McGonagall for help. Considering she's the one who saved Penny from the Dementor, she must know the Patronus Charm.
Why not? With any luck, she might help us figure out what we're doing wrong. But didn't Dumbledore and the other professors tell you to let them handle the Dementor? Well, McGonagall gets suspicious that you're up to something if you ask for help with the Patronus Charm.
I'll handle that. Just follow my lead. We just gonna bluff our way through this?
I have time to help you with a spell if you come to the Transfiguration classroom, quickly.
Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Professor McGonagall. I know you're probably pretty busy with the thing you wouldn't talk to me about.
You mentioned you needed my help with the spell.
Yes.
Yes, Professor, the Patronus Charm. Oh, I've been teaching it to them, but they're having trouble producing an actual Patronus.
Since we heard you were able to conjure a Patronus, we thought you might be able to give us a few tips.
And why, pray tell, is it so important that you learn a spell so far beyond our levels?
To prepare for another wizarding war, I'm gonna do the button and say it's to test ourselves. Marula and I both challenged ourselves to learn the Patronus Charm as a way of testing our abilities. After all, it's such an advanced spell that most aren't able to produce a Patronus at all. It's the perfect test of our skills.
I see, so you're learning the Patronus Charm to test your strength.
That's right, and nothing else.
Is this true, Miss Snide? It's true. Learning the Patronus Charm would prove I'm the best witch at Hogwarts. I assume you are coming to me with this very specific out-of-the-blue request. So soon after our talking Dumbledore's office is just a coincidence then, Mr. Bits?
Yes, Professor. I have no idea. You guys didn't tell me what we were up against, so how would I know what spell to be learning right now? There would be no way.
Very well, I'll teach you about the difficulties many face when casting a Patronus, but that is all.
Oh, McGonagall knows. She's teaching us anyway, because deep down they really want the help. But this is one of those, no, ma'am, I cannot tell you how to get through our insurance system. I cannot tell you to fill out this specific form, and take it all the way down to this department. No, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do to help. Incredibles reference. Alright. Hopefully McGonagall's got us sorted out. So allowing your focus to waver from your happy memory can make you unable to produce a Patronus. You gotta really, really be in the moment.
Indeed, that is partially why casting a Patronus is so difficult. To cast a Patronus, it is not enough to merely think about a happy memory. You must focus exclusively on it with all your might, even while a very scary thing is trying to eat your soul. Allowing even the smallest distraction to cloud your thoughts can make conjuring a Patronus nearly impossible. Impossible? Of course, most witches and wizards are simply unable to conjure a Patronus at all. Despite what you might think, that's perfectly normal and nothing to be ashamed of. Does that help?
It does, Professor McGonagall. Thank you. I was able to kind of summon a Patronus. Marula, not doing great.
Well, Marilla, let's regroup in the Great Hall. I think I know what might help you finally conjure a Patronus.
Is it gonna be just like a bunch of ice cream? That would make me happy. Alright, part 3 complete. We're blasting through. Part 4, unleash your Patronus. It's finally time to cast your Patronus. But when you and Marula come face to face with the Dementor, will you be able to put your fears aside and unleash your Patronus? I assume yes. Probably yes.
Come with a great way to help you conjure a Patronus. Come to the Great Hall and I'll show you.
Confront our fears. What am I afraid of in the Great Hall? Not having a big sandwich?
The creature in the forbidden forest have been restless lately. Something's not right. Something scary in the neighborhood.
I saw a shadowy cloaked figure in the potions class. It was Snape. I saw Snape. He's not a Dementor. Or is he?
The weather's been even gloomier than usual lately.
Yeah, we gotta get this Dementor out of here. Everybody's gonna get seasonal affective disorder. Tonks, do you really know what might be preventing Marula and me from casting the Patronus Charm?
Well, I have a theory based off of what McGonagall told us about how important it is to keep your focus, and how detrimental distractions can be when conjuring a Patronus.
Are we distracting each other?
Of course, I can't say for certain, but I doubt it's that the Patronus Charm is too difficult for you. Of course not. After all, I am...
Yeah. The most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Yeah, you've told us. So you think we're having trouble focusing only on our happy memories?
Exactly. In your case, Will, I don't think you might be too worried about the Dementor and its connection to the note you found to focus.
You're right that my anxiety over the Dementor and whoever's behind it might be making it hard to focus. But what can I do about that? I might be able to push aside my concerns for a bit, but when I see that Dementor, it'll be hard to stop those thoughts from creeping back into my mind.
Or it might help if you confront those thoughts head on and try to move past them.
How am I going to do that?
By talking through them with us. It's a tactic you've used on a number of times to help us get over our worries. Now it's time we used it on you.
Talking about my anxieties to help me cast a complete Patronus Charm, I suppose it's worth a try. Alright. 3 hours of discussing our fears. I thought that might have been a conversation tree at first. You're next, Marula. You're gonna have to actually talk about stuff. You can't just pass everything off forever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can avoid talking about it. But then you'll never cast your Patronus. Probably.
Well, do you feel like your worries are less distracting after talking through them?
Yes, actually, and that's not all. Talking to you helped me realize something. Earlier, I said my main reason for going after the Dementor was to protect my friends. And while that's still partially true, I think it's also because I feel weirdly responsible for the Dementor. It's almost as if because I found the note, and because similar notes have been connected to the cursed vaults, that it's my duty to protect Hogwarts from the Dementor, even if Dumbledore claims differently. That somehow, in some odd way, it'd be my fault if the Dementor hurts anyone.
That explains why you kept insisting on a hurry and take things more seriously.
I understand now. You were just trying to help me take my mind off of things.
That's what all this angst has been about? You must be dapper than I thought if you believe you're responsible for someone else's actions.
What?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was an attempt in her classic Marula-y way to make you feel better. All I'm saying is that Bits isn't the only one with problems.
You're right, Marula. It's not right that we neglected you. We helped Will. Now it's your turn.
What's distracting you, Marula? What are you afraid of?
Professor McGonagall. Professor McGonagall? Oh.
Ahem.
Oh, Professor McGonagall. Can we help you, Professor?
Professor Dumbledore would like to see you in his office, Mr. Bits. I suggest you do not keep him waiting.
Ah! Come to my office straight away. We have a lot to discuss.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You wanted to speak with me, Professor Dumbledore.
Ah, Mr. Bits, I was not expecting you so soon. You told me not to keep you waiting.
Okay, whatever. But I thought you said to come straight away.
Yes, but you've never been one to listen to the instructions of your professors.
Oh, snap.
Why don't you take a look around while I finish this letter? Then we will talk.
Fine. I guess I deserve that. 3 hours of exploring around the office. Dumbledore's just trolling me so hard. Every time we come in, that's kind of his job.
There, finished. Now on why I called you here. Would you care for a chocolate frog? A sherbet lemon, perhaps?
Well, that would make me feel good. Not that anything is around that would make me feel sad that I know about. It's very kind of you, sir, but I imagine you didn't call me here to offer me sweets.
No, but in my experience, I have found that they make difficult questions easier to swallow. I am aware you never promised to leave this to us professors, but nevertheless, why did you go against my wishes and investigate the threat contained in that note?
You know?
More than you might realize. I was that note the whole time.
The truth is, I felt responsible for taking care of the Dementor because of its connection to R. When I found out that Penny had been attacked, that the Dementor was still out there, I knew I had to do whatever it took to keep her and my friend safe.
It is noble to want to protect your friends, but when it needlessly comes at the price of your own safety, you must recognize when it is best to leave it to someone better equipped to handle it.
I understand, Professor. I don't. I'm not going to stop doing this, but I'm going to pretend to understand because it'll finish this awkward conversation. I'm prepared to accept my punishment.
That is very mature of you, but who said anything about punishment?
You said if I went against your order, you'd have no choice but to punish me.
As I recall, I said I would have no choice but to take appropriate action. Given the circumstances, I would say appropriate action consists of two things. First, a sincere apology. My intent in keeping information from you was to protect and shield you. However, it appears that may have only placed a bigger burden on your shoulders. I understand, Professor. You just wanted to do what you thought was best. Lastly, a hearty warning. Sometimes we can become so fixated on confronting the darkness that we fail to notice we have become consumed by it and have lost track of what's really important.
I'll take that advice to heart, Professor. Thank you.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is another student who could benefit from some advice of their own. Perhaps you are just the person to give it to her.
Gonna take that line out of context. You might be right, Professor. I'll go and talk to Marula now. As soon as she is ready, 4 hours.
I want to be left alone. I doubt I'll change my mind, but if I do, I'll let you know.
All right. See you in 4 hours, Marula. Okay, Marula's over her whatever was going on, and we're gonna give her a chat. Figure out. I'm wondering if she is just having a problem with her happy memory or what's going on here. Marula, why are you in the potions classroom? By yourself, sulking sadly at a time when we're supposed to be able to cast a spell you can only cast when you're happy. I thought you'd be itching to continue practicing the Patronus Charm with Tonks while I was away.
I was, but Tonks kept trying to make me talk about my feelings. Eventually I got fed up and decided to go searching for the Dementor on my own.
But you haven't been able to produce a Patronus yet. Isn't that dangerous? If you find it, it would be bad.
Yes, but I read some aren't able to produce a Patronus until they have undergone some kind of psychic shock.
Oh. So you think the risk, the adrenaline will cause you to that's not a terrible? I mean, don't do it by yourself, though, Marula, come on.
So I thought facing them might awaken my dormant Patronus.
It's not stupid. It isn't stupid. It is risky. It is perhaps a bit foolhardy to go by yourself. But it sounds like it could actually work. Actually, as crazy as that sounds. Plus, we do need to stop the Dementor sooner rather than later before anyone else gets hurt. Do you mind if I tag along too?
Normally I would, but I suppose it potentially, possibly wouldn't hurt to have backup against a Dementor. You know, in the extremely remote chance that I need help.
This is Marula speak for yes, please.
And since you're already here, I suppose it might as well be you.
Whatever you say, Marula. So what makes you think the Dementor is in the potions classroom? Wouldn't it be difficult for a Dementor to get all the way down here undetected?
Probably, but I heard a rumor a dark, eerie figure with a cloak was spotted here. Though I'm starting to wonder if that was just nonsense.
Let's search around for signs of the Dementor, just to be safe. Alright. Working our way towards the end of this thing. Starting to seem like this was less about getting our Patronus and more about... and less about Tonks having much to do, so much as it was just a Marula chapter in disguise. But I'm fine with that. I hope we do still get some feelings chat out of her before this whole thing is completed. But, alright, at least we're tagging along through this last bit.
There's no sign that the Dementor's been here.
A dark, eerie figure with a cloak. The more I think about it, the more that sounds like it might have just been Snape. This might be my imagination, but you look a little relieved it's not a Dementor, Marula. Could it be that the reason you haven't been able to conjure a Patronus is because you're afraid of Dementors?
No!
Marula, nothing's gonna change if you keep ignoring and hiding your feelings. Admitting you're afraid of them might actually help you overcome your block.
Why does everyone keep talking about their feelings? Honestly, you're as bad as Tonks. And I am not afraid of Dementors.
Prove it, as one shows up behind her right now. Then what are you afraid of?
I can't say.
Marula, what's more important to you? Keeping whatever it is a secret or conjuring a Patronus?
Hey, you two all. I've been racing around the castle looking for you. I was running so fast I slipped and fell into one of the suits of armor, which set a sword flying right towards Tonks. Sorry, didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but, well, Snape's dead, so that's awkward. It'll be fine. I came to tell you I spotted the Dementor lurking around the training grounds.
Then let's go. This is our chance to drive the Dementor out of Hogwarts. We will discuss your feelings at the last possible second, Rula. We gotta hurry before it gets away! Nighttime in the place where we saw it last time. Should've just gone here to begin with.
That's odd. I'm sure the Dementor was somewhere around here earlier. Did you expect to be standing here waiting for you when you came back?
Of course not. I mean, little, yeah. Dementors don't stand, they hover.
Ugh.
The Dementor couldn't have gone too far. Let's look around and see if we can find it. Alright. 8-hour task on this one. Not gonna start it just yet, but this is part 4 of 4. Just a quick grind away. Alright, let's put this puppy to bed. And by puppy, I mean Dementor.
Is it just me, or is it getting colder?
Well, that's what happens at nighttime. The sun sets and... Oh no.
The Dementor must be nearby. Come on, let's keep looking.
Wait, Marilla, this might be our last chance to talk before we find the Dementor. Are you sure you don't have anything you want to tell us?
Do you really think talking about my worries will help me conjure a Patronus?
Would I lie to you?
Yes!
Would I lie to you about this?
If I hear even one snicker out of either of you, have a little faith in us, Marula. Fine. You know that saying that only those who are pure of heart can cast Patronuses? I thought learning the Patronus Charm would let me prove that I'm not the same as my parents. But now that I'm close to actually getting my answer, I'm not sure I really want to know. Looks like you might have to talk sooner rather than later, Marula. The Dementors found us. What do you think, Will? Should we let Marula try casting the Patronus Charm or do it ourselves?
We're gonna give Marula a shot. Marula, you should cast the Patronus Charm. You're not perfect, but you're not your parents. And you'll prove that when you conjure a Patronus.
Bits?
Have faith in yourself.
Expecto Patronum!
Hey, that wasn't an animal, but...
I did it! Good job, Marula. It's an incorporeal Patronus, so it's not enough to banish the Dementor, but it's bought us time.
My turn, I think.
You ready to try casting the Patronus Charm again, Will?
I'm ready.
To focus on your memory of saving Hogwarts from the cursed ice and release your Patronus.
By doing a swirly... Expecto Patronum! Oh, cool! Got a unicorn.
You did it, Will! You summoned a unicorn Patronus! I'm no expert, but I think your Patronus reflects your empathy.
That was brilliant! And it's all thanks to you, Tonks.
You did most of the work. All I did was give you a little push. I think Marilla has something she wants to say, too. I'll deny ever having said this, but... Thanks for giving me the encouragement I needed to conjure a Patronus.
You're welcome, Marilla.
And that trace the Dementor, I bet I will think twice before threatening Hogwarts again.
And they'll think more than twice, and then they'll do it.
I wouldn't be so sure. I spotted this note near where the Dementor attacked us.
It was a little convenient.
What does it say, Will?
Congratulations. You passed. R.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling we'll find out.
Well, you mastered the Patronus Charm, one of the most difficult spells known to wizard kind. Whatever they might throw at you, you can handle it.
You're right, Tonks. If that has happened, I'll be waiting with my new Patronus ready. Unleash your Patronus is complete! Our rewards are a hexagon full of glowing blue stuff. I've always wanted a hexagon. It's a great shape to have. What we actually have is the achievement, so that if we need to summon a Patronus for any reason, we can. Hopefully our niceness for Marula will show up if we need it. And just adding to our collection of crazy things out here. we have a picture of our Patronus that somebody took with a magical photograph that gets to hang out next to our owl examinations. So I guess this wall is just going to slowly fill up with all these little postcards and things of our exploits from these side quests. It's kind of neat to see that kind of showing up there as a thing, just to get a visual decoration. It's not just a list on the achievement sheet. Cool. I have a lot of animals. I've got all but one of them. It is noisy in here. But everybody else is asleep, and I'm gonna let them sleep, because I'm going to sleep too. That's the end of this episode. Thanks for checking it out, everybody. See you guys next time. Hopefully we'll get some story quests or something. Bye for now.